UFO sightings that have been occurring over the course of decades haven't all been meaningless.
That's weird, buddy. I can't tell if it's drones or what.
From studying the humankind to possibly plotting an all-out invasion. Here are some of very concerning moments where the extraterrestrial were almost found invading.
What the is this?
A local got the shock of his life when he saw an object in the sky, its white beam of light reaching the cemetery below. The light pulsed like it was searching for something. But what could be in a cemetery? That didn't make sense to him. Suddenly, the police arrived and ordered him to go inside immediately. That's when things became clear. This was no random sighting. It was a UFO. Or maybe something alien was buried there long ago and it had returned to reclaim it. But was the police helping them? Was there something they didn't want the public to know? Strangely, the UFO slowly moved away as if it didn't want to be noticed.
Why are they over a cemetery?
Stockholm's stationary sphere.
Där igen.
In Stockholm on January 31st, 2025, a son spotted something unusual in the sky, a perfect sphere. At first, he thought it was the moon, but something felt off. The texture was similar, almost too similar, like it had taken that shape on purpose, blending in so no one would question it. But here's the strange part. It wasn't moving, not an inch, just stuck there. A UFO, that's exactly what it seemed like. And if that's the case, then aliens weren't just visiting anymore. They were making themselves known. More sightings, more appearances, like they were preparing for something big. Maybe, just maybe, they're getting ready to take over.
Japp. Det ser fan photoshopat ut. Det är min jävla...
Red Orb Mission. Locals looked up at the sky expecting to see stars, but what they found was far more shocking. A small red orb hovered above a house, glowing intensely. A bright trail followed behind it, almost like it was marking its path. Some thought it was just a meteorite, but others weren't so sure. To them, it looked exactly like a UFO, and that glowing trail, it could have been a signal, maybe a message sent to outer space, a way of saying the mission was complete. If that's the case, then the real question is, what exactly was the mission?
That shit's weird as fuck. Look at that thing.
Beam Abduction Mystery.
What the fuck is this?
A resident spotted something glowing in the sky. At first, he thought it was just a star, but then it did something strange. A beam of light came down, like a flashlight scanning the ground. It kept doing that, disappearing and reappearing, as if searching for something, or maybe someone. To him, it was clear. This was a UFO. And if that's true, then this was no ordinary sighting. It looked like an abduction. The eerie part? That man was never seen again. All that remains is a haunting video of the event. Now, authorities are searching, but whatever took him is already long gone.
Whoa. Hello? It's gone.
Stockton Moon Connection. An unusual event took place in Stockton, California early in the morning. A driver, looking south toward French Camp at 6:14 a.m., saw a giant shadowy craft flying in the air. At first, it looked like a balloon, but it wasn't. Even stranger, up on the moon, there was a faint glow, and a similar reflection of the craft appeared there too. It seemed like the balloon-shaped object could be a UFO. Maybe trying to reach the moon. That's what the driver believed. If they're moving beyond Earth, what's next? Sensing the risk, he didn't stick around. He sped away. Capital's Diamond Light.
Moving. They're staying stationary.
A couple was gazing at the night sky when they spotted something unusual near the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. 3 diamond-shaped objects were glowing, completely still. At first, they thought they might be airplanes, but they weren't moving at all. The glow was strange, almost unnatural. They matched the descriptions of UFOs seen before. The US Capitol is a symbol of power and authority worldwide. If aliens were behind this, they could be sending a message, choosing a place known across the globe. The couple kept watching, but before they could make sense of it, the lights faded away into the night.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the lights changing.
Underwater orb formation.
Someone called the cops on these lights.
Over a bridge, a lady witnessed something beyond logic. 12 blue orbs hovered over the sea, perfectly aligned in 3 rows. As she watched, police sirens echoed nearby. Someone had clearly reported the strange sight, but just as the police were about to arrive, something shocking happened. The orbs started moving, slowly descending into the water. One by one, they vanished beneath the surface. UFOs, that's exactly what they looked like. The sea itself seemed like a hidden portal to outer space or a secret base for aliens. Before the authorities could react, the mysterious lights were gone. Road light sighting.
The white thing? Is that the white thing?
A family was out on the road recording lights, likely for an event, when they saw something shocking in the sky. A large glowing object with a yellow light hovered above, much bigger than any star. Then more of these glowing objects appeared. Their first thought? Aliens and UFOs.
Bro, come outside. There's a fucking saucer outside, bro.
With sightings becoming more frequent, it felt like aliens were starting to make direct contact. This wasn't just a story or myth anymore. They were right there up in the sky. Next time you look up, be careful. They might just be watching, standing there, waiting for their next move.
Come outside right now, bro.
Pick him up in the truck.
Woods White Watchers. A driver was heading home at night through a wooded path when he noticed several giant white spheres in the sky. Among them was a red one, glowing intensely. They were massive, nothing like drones or airplanes, clearly UFOs. Hovering above the woods, it seemed like a hidden base for them. Woods are quiet, the perfect place for whatever mission they had. The red one pulsed, almost like it was signaling something. But just as the driver kept watching, they suddenly vanished without a trace. No sound, no movement, just gone. It felt like they had completed their task, whatever it was. With more sightings happening, it seems they're not just watching, they've already arrived. China's descending lights. Amazed by fireworks? You might forget about them after this. In China, people witnessed glowing flares of light in the sky. They weren't just random flashes, they were orbs with glowing trails slowly descending. At first, they thought they were shooting stars, but they moved too slowly. People recorded the sight and ran, sensing something wasn't right. But here's the strange part, they never touched the ground like meteorites do. Could they have been UFOs? That's exactly what they looked like, using colors to stand out, just maybe to show dominance. Later, when authorities searched the area, they found nothing. Vietnam's watching discs. In Vietnam, traffic came to a halt and people stopped in their tracks. The reason? 2 disc-shaped objects hovered over the city. Strangely, they weren't moving, just hanging there like someone had pressed pause. It felt like they were secretly observing humans, UFOs, aliens. That's what they looked like. Even the police were there, waiting for their next move, but nothing happened. No sudden flight, no signals, just silence. Maybe this time they only came to watch. But if they were watching now, chances are they'll be back again soon. Colorful flying object. A tourist noticed something flying in the sky. At first, he thought it was a car, but cars don't fly, right? He kept watching for a few minutes and saw a strange shaped object glowing with colorful lights. It almost looked like an airplane, but the way it moved felt different, like it had a mind of its own. That's when he realized it was a UFO. Unlike most sightings where they remained still, this one kept moving, as if heading somewhere with a purpose. California house hovering. At first, it seemed like just another quiet night in Menifee, California, but then something unusual appeared in the sky. A glowing orb hovered over a house, staying completely still. People stepped outside, watching in disbelief. The object had multiple bright lights, yet there was no sound. It remained in place for several minutes, almost as if observing. Then just like that, it took off into the night. The footage was recorded in October and now got viral. Could it have been an abduction attempt?
That's weird, buddy. Hold on a second. I can't tell if it's drones or what.
Building's dark saucer. A tourist recorded a massive saucer-shaped craft in the air, dark-colored with small blue lights underneath. It wasn't just hovering, it was flying near a building, getting closer and closer. The way it moved didn't seem normal, almost like it had a purpose. Some believe it was linked to beings from outer space. As it approached, the lights pulsed as if scanning the area. Then the video ended abruptly. No one knows what happened next. If it had stayed longer, maybe something would have emerged from it, or maybe it had already seen what it came for and left unnoticed. Frisbee shapeshifter. A video from 2024 became the center of attention after many people recorded a giant Frisbee-like craft in the sky. It was glowing intensely, shifting its shape, making it unlike anything known. In the video, a crowd was seen capturing the sight, yet strangely, it had disappeared from social media before. Maybe the government had removed it, leaving only one video behind. With so many sightings happening, it's becoming clear aliens are far closer than we think. This sighting only adds to the growing proof that they may have already reached Earth. Night sky chase. From his flat, a visitor looked out and noticed something strange in the sky. Two white trails were moving, one chasing the other. He focused closely and realized they weren't ordinary aircraft. Their movement was too fast, too precise. UFOs, that's what they seemed like. The thought crossed his mind. Maybe they chose nighttime to avoid being seen, knowing most people would be asleep. It wasn't the first time strange lights appeared in the sky, but this time he witnessed it himself. Beach's Red Mystery. A video uploaded online went viral, showing something unbelievable at a beach. Beachgoers witnessed a giant red streak of light in the air, so intense that its shadow reflected on the water's surface. The sight left everyone stunned. Some believed it was just a meteorite, but others were sure it was a UFO. The way it hovered, the glow it left behind, it didn't feel normal. Whatever it was, it had the entire beach talking. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Albany's dancing orbs. In Albany, California, a group of boys was walking down the road when they suddenly stopped. Up in the sky above a restaurant building, three small white orbs were moving in circles around each other. Their movements didn't match anything familiar, making them look exactly like UFOs. Maybe they appeared in a public place to observe how humans live and interact. With more sightings happening worldwide, it's becoming clear that they aren't just passing by. They might already be making their presence known in our space. Aren't you feeling they are invading our space?
I'm just running through it, frame by frame.
What?
Scientists surveying a remote area were startled when a giant metallic sphere landed in the grassy landscape. They watched in disbelief, trying to make sense of what they were seeing. Not far away, in the mountains of Cali, Colombia, other researchers recorded a similar sighting, a glowing orb with sparkling lights flying low over the terrain. It was December 24th, 2024. And the object appeared to be scanning the area. Could the mountains hide a secretive alien zone? It certainly seemed like it, but after being spotted, the orb didn't stay. It ascended higher and higher, disappearing into the sky. Maybe it was gone, or maybe it would return.
Ni bolsa de papel ni nada de eso, pues.
Mexican desert disc.
Sigue el pinche zoom.
A man's car broke down on a lonely road in Mexico. He pulled over thinking it was just another rough day, but when he turned to look at the scrubland, he saw something massive, a giant white disc just sitting there, still, unmoving. He walked closer and realized this wasn't some ordinary object.
So the government are trying to hide this.
It looked like it had crash landed, like it had been on a mission, and that mission didn't go as planned. He was the first to see it. If someone else had found it before him, it probably wouldn't still be there. A UFO just sitting in the open.
Oh, there you go. There's the proof yourself. It's all cornered off.
Red beam signal. A villager got the shock of his life when he saw a red fire burning in his fields. He panicked, wondering how a fire could start out of nowhere. But as he got closer, he realized it wasn't fire at all. It was a beam of light coming straight from the sky and hitting the ground. and just like that, it vanished. Smoke rose from the spot like something was hidden underground, trying to send a signal. Maybe a trapped UFO calling for rescue, or maybe a light from space searching for the perfect place to land. Wood saucer disappearance. Expecting to find a ghost in the woods, this hiker found something far stranger. He came across a massive saucer spinning silently on the ground. It looked out of place, almost unreal, but the moment it was noticed, it suddenly shot up into the sky. A UFO. That's exactly what it looked like. And then things took a darker turn. The hiker who recorded it disappeared right after. His belongings were untouched, but he was nowhere to be found. Some believe the UFO took him, others think he saw something he wasn't supposed to. Mountain Orb Dance. Just when you thought the strange sightings were over, here comes another one. A family was filming the mountains when they noticed glowing white orbs in the air. There were 2 or 3, one large, the others smaller. The smaller one kept circling around the big one as they moved quickly through the sky. Then just like that, they floated behind a mountain and vanished. To the family, they looked like UFOs, but the way they disappeared raised even more questions. Could there be a hidden portal behind the mountain, one that leads straight to outer space? Henderson Light Trail. In recent years, Nevada's skies, especially near Henderson, have been filled with mysterious lights. And now, there's another one. A driver, sitting in his car, glanced out the window and noticed small glowing orbs forming a trail of light. At first, they hovered. Then they started moving faster, darting from both sides. The way they shifted made it clear this wasn't normal. He believed it was a UFO, sending signals from above. Or maybe those lights were UFOs themselves. Whatever the case, one thing was clear. Something strange was up there, and it wasn't just passing through. Military's red release. Something terrifying is coming your way, so hold on tight. In New Jersey, inside a military area, they spotted a red glowing object in the sky. They were trying to make sense of it when suddenly it started releasing red balls of light in a line. Were they sending a signal? It was linked to extraterrestrials. And if that's true, then the time has come. They're ready to take over. But the real question is, are we ready to share Earth with them? Before anyone could figure it out, the video ended abruptly. Metal Sphere Mystery. A strange discovery in the fields had the entire village talking. At first, it looked like just a giant ball sitting in the swamp, but this wasn't some ordinary object. It was metal, massive, and way out of place. The villagers wasted no time recording it, trying to figure out what they were looking at. Some thought it was a broken piece of a rocket. Others were sure it was a UFO, just not the kind they expected. A small one this time. Whatever it was, experts were called in. Soon they would take it away and reveal the truth behind this bizarre find. Hidden UFO base? In a remote grassy area of China, a visitor from the unknown made an appearance. It was a round-shaped craft that was seen flying close to the ground, its movement unlike anything ordinary. The news spread quickly, and the description matched that of a UFO perfectly, sparking even more curiosity. Far from the crowded cities, it felt like the perfect place for something to stay hidden, perhaps a secret alien base. This wasn't just a random sighting. There could have been more of them already watching. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Triangle craft encounter. A video popped up online and went viral fast. It showed a giant black triangle-shaped craft near the road, right by the meadow. The strangest part, it was spinning slowly and hovering just above the ground like it was about to land. But before anything else could be seen, the video cut off. That was it. No ending, no explanation. Maybe it had landed. Maybe aliens had stepped out, but whatever happened next was never shown. Military's buried discovery. An old clip has started making rounds again, showing something the US military once found. An unknown object had entered their territory, and when they went to check, they discovered a massive circular craft, half buried in the sand. It was huge, unlike anything seen before. They knew right away, this was a UFO. Maybe it had been spying on them, studying their combat tactics until it crash landed, but instead of telling the public, the military kept it hidden. No reports, no explanations, just silence. Whatever they found that day, they didn't want the world to know. Hillside alien meeting. A hiker was filming the scenic hill slopes when he noticed something that made him look twice. A disc-shaped craft had landed on the ground, but that wasn't the strangest part. Two small beings stood beside it. The video was blurry, making their features hard to see, but one thing was clear, they weren't human, and just like that, they vanished. Moments later, the craft's bottom lit up with an intense glow. Then it shot up into the sky and disappeared. The only thought in his mind, that was a UFO, and those were aliens. Without wasting another second, he turned back and ran. This was proof. Aliens were more than just stories now. Feathery garden sphere. A local's ordinary day took a wild turn when he spotted a giant spherical object in his garden. It looked feathery, but parts of it were torn, maybe because it had fallen from the sky at high speed. It was strange, too strange. It didn't look like a drone or a piece of a rocket. Maybe a UFO? After all, sightings like this weren't new. But what made it even creepier was the talk in the neighborhood, rumors of missing people, alien abduction. Maybe the UFO took them and left this behind as a message. Now, the real question is, who will figure out what it means? Ancient silver disc. In a rocky terrain, a visitor came across something that made him stop in his tracks. A giant silver disc partially trapped in the ground. Strange patterns lined its edges, almost like maps carved onto it. He stepped closer, even touched it, just to be sure it was real, and it was. A UFO, buried in isolation as if it had been there for ages. This wasn't just another sighting. It proved aliens had been visiting for far longer than we thought. They weren't new to our world. They had been here, watching, maybe even invading our space for years, and now we're just starting to uncover the truth. Dueling Sky Orbs.
That is quick. There's only one remaining right now.
In Arizona, a lady saw a mystery unfold right in front of her eyes. Let's take a look. She spotted two glowing orbs in the sky, one green and one orange. They were far apart at first, but then the green one started moving toward the orange one. Moments later, the orange orb began falling from the sky. It looked like the green one was a UFO. And the orange one? Maybe something from the military. Did the UFO take it down? She recorded everything and posted it online, but soon after, she received threats to remove the video or face the consequences.
If that was a drone.
Jersey's pulsing sphere. A film crew for ABC News was stunned by the sudden appearance of a glowing energy orb in New Jersey. It shifted and pulsed with light, almost as if something inside was moving. When the news went viral, theories spread fast. Some believed it was sending a message, but who could decode it? People couldn't help but call it a UFO. Its strange glow matched past sightings. It didn't move, just hovered in place, keeping everyone on edge. Now, as videos circulate online, all eyes are on the experts, waiting to see what they reveal about this mysterious phenomenon. China's glowing object.
Can you turn me what's this?
2025 also started with strange sightings, just like previous years. This time, in China, a man noticed a strange glowing object high up in the clouds. What he captured looked otherworldly. A blue glowing object, almost resembling a portal, was seen in the night sky over Wuhan City. It could have been an alien craft, or even a secret test from Project Blue Beam. Some even suggested it was a portal to another dimension. Whatever it was, the sight left people wondering what else might be out there.
In the China Hubei province, Wuhan City.
Ring portal mystery. A YouTuber recorded a strange sighting and reported it to a news channel. He saw a giant black ring-like structure in the sky with something glowing red and blue near it. To him, the ring looked like a portal, and the glowing object could have been a UFO emerging from it, arriving straight from outer space. This wasn't the only sighting. A similar ring appeared on September 8th in Tianjin. But this time during the day, if portals are appearing, it could mean aliens are making their way into our space. The more these sightings happen, the clearer the message becomes. Night's upright blimp. Night seems peaceful, but it holds surprises waiting to be revealed. A local noticed something unusual in the sky. It looked like a candle from afar. A candle in the sky didn't make any sense, but upon a closer look, it was clear that wasn't the case. It was a blimp-like craft, standing upright with a strange small light at its top, a UFO. That seemed possible. It might have taken the shape of a blimp to avoid drawing suspicion, blending into the night while silently watching. Jersey's Orb Explosion.
So we got this crazy video. This was recorded at Hamilton Lake in New Jersey.
On December 17th, 2024 in New Jersey, a news story spread worldwide. It showed two orbs in the sky. One remained still, while the other started ejecting smaller orbs, sending them toward Earth. It looked like some kind of signal to humans. Then suddenly, it exploded in the sky. UFOs? Yes, you heard it right. But the other orb remained unmoving. People are demanding answers, yet the New Jersey government remained silent. Maybe they know something but are keeping it from the public to avoid panic.
I had to brighten it up. The original video was extremely dark. You could barely tell what was going on.
Antarctica's secret fleet. Antarctica is known for its breathtaking views, but this sighting might change that. A military helicopter pilot recorded multiple disc-shaped crafts flying over the icy terrain. They passed over the mountains and kept going. That area is restricted by the military, so no human aircraft should have been there. The sheer number of these crafts made it even more suspicious. Maybe that's why the area is off limits. What if the military is working with aliens? Some agreement might have been made, and this footage was leaked by an officer who was recently fired. Russia's Stargazing portal. A strange scene unfolded in Russia when an expert was observing the stars through a telescope. He noticed two white orbs perfectly still in the sky. Then a white arc-like structure appeared, emitting a pulsing beam of light downward. As he kept watching, a small object suddenly appeared, moving around one of the orbs. It all seemed connected, like a coordinated event. The orbs looked like UFOs, and that arc could have been a portal, bringing them directly from space. Domed Spaceship Mystery. A student recorded a scene that looked straight out of a cartoon. He saw a giant round spaceship in the sky, the kind usually seen in animated movies, but this time it was real. It had a glass dome on top, and its lower body was fully visible, appearing highly advanced and made of solid metal. It didn't resemble any known human craft, but the strangest part, inside that glass dome, no alien was visible. Since it looked like a UFO, seeing an alien would have been expected. Maybe UFOs are so advanced that they don't need pilots. Perhaps they can travel on their own, operating with technology beyond anything we understand. Indonesia's hovering disk.
Okay, folks, we have breaking news happening in Indonesia.
Just when it seemed like the strange sightings were over, another one emerged. This time from Indonesia, a giant disc-shaped craft was seen in the sky with a strange glow at its top. It wasn't moving, just hovering there. Villagers rushed outside to record the sighting, capturing every detail. It appeared to be a UFO, and with it staying in one place for so long, the thought crossed everyone's mind. Could aliens appear from it too? With sightings like this happening more often, it feels like something bigger is unfolding.
Never. This is highly unusual.
Woods Cloud Portal. A local was heading home through a wooded path when he noticed a strange cloud pattern in the sky. Behind it, a glow pulsed, and a small white orb hovered nearby. It looked almost like the sky was putting on a light show for those who happened to see it, but the way the glow shifted made it seem more than just a natural sight. Maybe the clouds were hiding a portal, and that orb wasn't just a light. It could have been a UFO arriving from somewhere beyond. Smoking Disc Descent. A clip uploaded by an unknown user showed a giant white disc-shaped object in the sky. What made the whole scene strange was the thick black smoke pouring from it. The craft was descending, looking like it was about to crash. Maybe something malfunctioned. People watched as it fell behind a building, and then, suddenly, the video cut off. No one knows what happened next. Maybe authorities got to it first, maybe it was taken somewhere hidden, or maybe in the future we'll see it displayed in a museum, proving once and for all that it was a UFO. Open discussion. On January 25th, 2025, a shocking incident unfolded in the Netherlands. People recorded a sight straight out of a nightmare, a massive dark cloud hovering in the sky. But this wasn't just any storm cloud, it was pulsing with an intense glowing beam of light that reached down to the earth. The glow shifted colors, flashing in a way that seemed unnatural. Some believed it was a high-frequency laser beam created by extraterrestrial technology. Were they trying to communicate, test something, or was this the beginning of an invasion? But one thing is clear, that aliens had reached the Earth. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.